Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Shreejareddy Beeravolu here. So, welcome to today's webinar. I guess everybody is quarantined like me at home. So, while we're quarantined at home, let's learn a little bit about Woxsen, shall we? So, as you can see in the presentation, I'll take you through life at Woxsen. That's first in our agenda. So, instead of actually telling you that we have this facility, that facility, let me tell you how my day at Woxen usually starts. So I get up at around 7 a.m. and I do my morning routine, and then I head down to our oval. So if you noticed, I said I head downstairs, which is basically me telling you that my hostel is, I live on the third floor with a really beautiful view, by the way. So anyways, let me not deviate there. So this is our oval, as you can see over here. So our breakfast starts at around 7:30. That's when I usually head over there. After having my breakfast, we have a lot of varieties, by the way, so let me not ruin the suspense for you. If you ever happen to visit the campus, please do visit. And then we head back to our hostel again. So let me show you what the hostel actually looks like, even though you probably have, seen it a lot of times on the website and everything. So that's our hostel over here. And so I get ready. And so you all know that, in a business school, you're supposed to have a formal attire. So as you can see, the students over here, including me, when I'm getting ready for my classes, we wear, formals, and it actually looks pretty good, you guys. And then I head to classes, and my classes usually start at around 9 o'clock, sometimes 9:30, 9:45, ends at around 5 p.m. or 6 p.m., depending upon a lot of variable factors like, faculty availability and things like that. So we head to our classes, and let me give you a little image of what the class actually looks like. This is our PGDM batch, listening to a lecture. And then once the classes are done, I head over with my friends to the really famous poolside restaurant we have, on campus, and the gym above it, as you can see in the image over here. So people usually hit the pool, people go to the gym, or, just have a cup of tea or coffee in Blue Embers, where you can see that it's poolside. So, and then after that, we do our assignments and everything and head back to Oval. This is how it looks like at the night. Sorry, in the night. So after that, we, either go sit, chat with our friends, or, do our assignments, prepare for exams. So that's basically what, my day at Woxsen, a regular day, looks like. So as you can see, we don't really have much time to sit or, think about, all the idle things that we do, like right now in quarantine and everything. So it's a pretty busy schedule, pretty busy day, which is really good for us. It prepares us for the industry. That's how our work schedule is going to be like. Don't get me wrong, we have a lot of cultural activities and everything. So I won't ruin the surprise there for you. You would have to visit campus and take a look around to see all of that. Now, next on our agenda is the PG XP batch. So I took the liberty to put down the actual XP batch of this year's photograph for you, as you can see. That's me in the center. So we are 18 of us this year. And let the number not fool you, we pack a pretty mean punch. So we have a lot of mixed backgrounds. We have doctors, including me and two other doctors. We have engineers. We have graduates, BCom, BSc. We have biotechnology students. So a lot of you might actually be wondering as to, what is the work experience like in our batch, because the PGXP program is there because, you have work experience. So we have work experiences ranging from around 2 years to 10 years. And I put in a little quote, as you can see in the presentation. We are a group of enthusiastic learners ready to face the challenges thrown our way. So what challenges, you might ask? We have, group presentations. We have a lot of real world situations put right in front of us, which we have to solve, because that is all what, being a manager is all about. So, as we famously say in our college, the first question we get asked is, what is the first thing a manager should know what to do? And, a lot of us usually say this and that, but it is to make decisions, right? So that's what they teach us right from the beginning. So those are the challenges which are thrown our way. Now let's get to the faculty. So let me introduce you to our dean, Dr. Amit Badra. A few of you probably have met him. He hails from IIM Bangalore. He holds a PhD from Pacific University. He's a gold medalist from NIT Surat. So this year we had him for two subjects, one which is currently going on, B2B marketing. We've had him from brand management, and he gives us a lot of those challenges which I've been talking to you about, real world situations, just puts us right out there. Now, moving on to our other faculty, you guys must be wondering, what kind of in-house faculty, what kind of visiting faculty we have. So our in-house faculty includes, we have Dr. Devdatta Chaudhary. He is the head of the marketing department. We have Dr. Raul Rodriguez. He is the artificial intelligence, machine learning, and robotics professor that we have. He is from Spain. So we have Professor Syed Hassan Jaffer. He is our finance professor. We have a lot of marketing professors. Dr. Rajesh Itamala, he has a lot of publications. I would like to share them with you. If anybody's interested, please let me know. And also, I forgot to mention before we started this presentation, I'd like to take question and answers, during the end of the presentation. So if you guys have any questions, hold on till the end of the presentation and I would answer all of them. We have Dr. Manish Sherkil, operations professor. Now coming to our visiting faculty, we have Dr. Piyush Kumar, who taught us marketing management when we started our course this year. So he has taught at schools like Woxsen School of Business in Pennsylvania, which is a pretty big B school. We all know that. We had Dr. Yanis Christodoulou. He taught us business strategy. Guys, he holds about 4 MBA degrees. We were shocked as well when he told us that. We had Professor Vikas Mehta teaching us integrated marketing communications. He has done a lot of ads and, a lot of things with really famous Bollywood stars, Shah Rukh Khan and stuff like that also. So, that was a fun time for us, to listen to all those stories in class. So that was a really good experience for all of us. We have Dr. Suhas Rane, who taught us operations management. We've had Professor Gari Shankar. He taught us the certification course, Six Sigma, which is pretty much the buzz in the industry right now. We've had Dr. Harkant Mankad. He is known as the Sachin Tendulkar of economics, you guys. He is over 75 years old, and don't let the age fool you. He stands there, he explains you everything from the start, right from the start of mankind till today, about how the economics has evolved. And it is a complete delight sitting and listening to his class. So, if you guys join Woxsen, you would really, really love his class, that I can promise you. Now, moving on, the industry advanced curriculum, you probably have a lot of questions as to how exactly is the PGXP program designed, So let me tell you the first thing. Okay, I get this question a lot as to, you've done MBBS and why have you, chosen MBA? And especially why the XP program? So let me give my answer to you, and as I've given, answers in so many of the interviews. So basically, we are all working professionals, right? So we know how it feels when you have to take some time off your job where you're earning good money, every month, and you have to take some time off, become a student again. So imagine doing all of that in just 1 year. So that was the first thing for me that attracted me towards the XP program. And the second thing is that I wanted to get exposed to all the four domains of um, business, like I have mentioned here, which is marketing, finance, operations, and human resources. So the DM program, you do touch all of these four domains, but then you choose your specialization, right? So the XP program, you go through all these four domains. We have about 40 subjects, 8 semesters, dealing with all these four subjects and all these four super subjects, and you have sub subjects under them. So we get a lot of career opportunities to dangle around with, and have a lot of opportunities basically to choose our options. Like, if let's say I am a doctor, I am shifting my domain, I can either go into marketing, I can go into finance, I can go into operations, depending upon my interest, right? Because I am going through an extensive course which deals with all the four domains. Let me not bore you with the curriculum, because if you join, you're going to go through that anyways. So now, how you guys might be wondering how Woxsen actually prepares you for facing the industry, facing the market out there. So let me tell you a little bit about that. What we have, on campus that sets us apart. So we have training sessions on campus. Now, what are the training sessions? Let's say a week from now, we know that a company is going to come to campus. You have to sit for the interviews for the placements. So ultimately, placements. So we have the faculty training us for how to face an interview, what kind of questions they might ask, how to anticipate those questions, how to drive the interview yourself rather than you getting stuck in a maze of questions that the interviewees might ask. And also the group discussions. A lot of companies like to have group discussions, and how to face those group discussions. So the second thing, as you can see, is a career coach. So each student gets assigned a career coach. It can be a faculty, and who will, answer your questions as to what domain do I choose, what job role is good for me, where do my strengths lie, and everything. So if you have questions like that, you have your career coach to, guide you through your options and your, how to handle all those questions that you have. We have skills development workshops. We have every week, we have a workshop where, everybody has skills, right? So you get to display your skills. They will tell you how to enhance those skills, how to, instill skills which you don't have, which a manager needs to have. So we have those workshops every week. We have leadership series now. You might be thinking what these leadership series are. So we have a lot, so in the past we've had people like, Mark Ignis. He is a double amputee to, summit the Mount Everest. He has come to Woxsen and given a lot of speeches. We have a lot of famous personalities who have come to Woxsen and given you, a lot of inspirational talks as to what it takes to be a leader, what it actually means to be a leader. We've had a lot of HR conclaves. We've still been having a lot of HR conclaves. So those are a few things to tell you as to how you get prepared to be a part of the industry. So this is a little display for you as to what makes our students industry ready. So we have national and international faculty, like I've told you a few names. We focus a lot of efforts. We put a lot of efforts for skills development. We have a placement committee that deals with placements, and so they dedicate their entire time to dealing with your profiles, to sorting your profiles and choosing which profile is suitable for which company. So if required, they will send your individual profiles to the company. You will be sent individually to that company. So everybody's profile is taken pretty seriously. So moving on, now everybody has a question as to ROI. So return on investment. Now, we know that we're investing this much amount, in entering a B school and, trying to make something out of ourselves, out of our careers. So now you might have the question as to how will I get my return on investment, or when will I get my return on investment, right? So now, if you look at this facts about Woxsen, which basically what advantages that Woxsen actually has. So now we this year the highest package is 15.5 lakhs per annum. The top 20 percentile of the people lie with a package of about 11.25 lakhs per annum. We 83% return on investment Voxen has currently. We've had 100% placements for our DM PGDM batch this year, which is a record-breaking deal for Voxen. We have more than 60% of students who recover their education cost within 1 year of placement. As you can see, we have the packages and everything for you to refer to. So we've had more than 107 top tier corporates who come to our organization, who come to our school to, offer internships. I will tell you a few of the companies which actually come for internships and placements as well as we go through the presentation. So we have a lot of interactions with the industry. We have a lot of industry biggies, as you can call them, who come and give a lot of talks as to, how to take your career forward, what to do, how the industry is like. So now moving on. Network for your net worth. We all know that in today's world, networking is everything, right? So I have told you about the diverse background that the XP batch has this year. So the peers that we have, my colleagues or my batchmates, like, I call them, or my friends. So they would get placed in different companies. So I would always have them as my immediate networking peers. So we have a very diverse national and international faculty who will always stay in touch and help you throughout every step of your career. We have our alumni who still stay in touch with our faculty whenever they have any issue in their jobs, or any step of the way they get stuck. Our faculty is always there to help them, and we have seen this live and happening. So it's not just talk. So we have industry exposure right from the beginning. A lot of our curriculum is also, designed around case study basis. So, we get to tackle the real world problems right from the beginning. Next, I'd like to talk about the career opportunities after Voxen. So you all must be wondering, what kind of roles were offered this year, right? So let me tell you a little bit about the roles that were offered to the people in our batch and also the DM batch. We've had roles like Assistant General Manager, Business Development, Assistant General Manager, Corporate Planning and Strategic Initiatives, Associate Product Manager, AGM, which is Assistant General Manager, Admissions and Marketing, Finance Manager, Marketing and Sales Manager, HR Manager, Operations Manager, Cluster Manager. These are a few of the roles. We have also had companies offering direct business head roles that have come in for placements this year. And we've had one of our students also selected for that. Now, you can just take a look at the diversity and educational background and the male and female gender divisions and everything about the placement. So I have taken these figures off the placement report that you will find on our website. Please do visit that, and you can look at the numbers for yourself. And you can also, maybe it will answer a lot of your questions that you have about the placements. So we have clear-cut representation of the data as to what is the average package in the DM and XP batch this year. We also have the sector-wise breakup. You might be wondering, where did the people get placed, which sector? So we have IT and services, we have FMCG sector, we have consulting companies that have come, we have, BSFI companies that have come, real estate companies that have come. So you can see a sector-wise breakup as well. And finally, last but not least, we have these prominent associations and these companies that also you will find on our website, where, if you have any questions as to what companies actually visit for internships and for placements. So we have Grab-On, we have Fuji, we have Ormeal, we have Bajaj, we have Deloitte, IBM, Dell, we have Yes Bank, 3M, Airtel, all of these companies that have actually, KPMG also, we have Amazon, that have visited us for internships as well as final placement offers. A lot of these internships also turn into pre-placement offers, and they get placed there permanently also, if you're part of the DM batch, the 2-year program. XP does not have an internship program, so the placements, whatever they come, they will be the final placements and your final jobs that you get. So this brings us to the end of the presentation. I thank you for your patience. If I've talked too much or anything, it's just that I wanted you to know a clear out view as to how Woxsen actually is. I hope I answered most of your questions, but the question and answer mode is on now, so you can drop in any of your questions which you have, and I would be willing to answer them. So please do ask questions, guys. If you have any questions, this is your chance. You can type in your question and I would answer them. Right, so we have a question from Vamsi Krishna. Any FMCG companies this year for the PGXP placements? Yes, we have had a lot of FMCG companies. Actually, we've had a lot of marketing roles that have been offered this year. I would not, really name all the companies that have, come down to, confidential issues and everything. So I would really like to, have a one-on-one chat as to what companies, they are. I mean, not exactly companies, but what kind of roles have been offered. We've had a lot of business development roles in the FMCG sector. We've had a lot of business strategy roles in the FMCG sector as well this year. And we've had a complete business head role also in the FMCG sector. So we've had a lot of marketing roles. We have Dikshita asking us, is anyone placed in the HR field? Yes, we've had a really, really famous company. It is, it's a really big pharmaceutical company. I wouldn't name it. We've had that company coming and hiring for, complete HR manager roles. So we've had a lot of hires in HR this year, from DM also especially. So we have a question from Pooja. She asks, what is the placement scenario for PGXP this year? Is it 100% too? So we, PGXP, like I told you, we are 18 of us. We have about just three more people to be placed, and it will be 100%. So we have about a month and a half to go. I mean, because of the quarantine and everything, we have the holidays now, but then we have another month and a half to go, and a few more companies that are scheduled to visit, and hopefully the last 3 will get placed as well. Any finance-related roles offered? So currently in the XP batch, we have only about 2 or 3 finance backgrounds, and they have been 2 of them have been placed. One of them is still considering. He has about 2 or 3 options right now, and he is considering, which one to choose. So we have finance roles being offered. We've had about mostly. After marketing, we've had operations roles the most, and then the third comes the finance. What is the placement percentage for this year? So we have Vamsi Krishna asking. So the placement percentage for DM is 100% placed. You can see that on the website as well. We for the XP, like I said, we are just about three of us left, and the rest of them are placed. And the highest package, let me remind you, is 15.5 lakhs, and the average package is 11.25, and mostly people have a package above 10 in XP. So I think it's mostly above 10 lakhs. Final question, everyone. So please ask your questions. Okay, so Dikshita wants to know what is the overseas education given in PGXP. So we have, a global immersion program towards the end of the XP program. Once you're done with all the subjects that you're supposed to study on campus, so they send you for about 10 days or so to Germany. For the DM, it is Singapore, Nanhang University. For the XP, it is Mannheim University in Germany. So we have one course or two, I think, where we sit and attend the classes in Mannheim University itself while we stay there for a period of 1 week to 10 days. Any more question, you guys? Okay, so we have a question from Vamsi. He asks rather, are students from different backgrounds in PGXP allowed for different domains, or is it mostly from the same background? Okay, so Harsha, I will answer your question about the median package in just a second. Answering your question, Vamsi, so I completely come from a different domain itself, MBBS, and then my work has been in the Indian Navy and as an officer, and also has been as a part of a medical e-learning platform as well. So I completely shifted my domain as well. I have a few roles completely related to marketing and strategy to consider also. So I completely shifted my domain. We have had so many people who have been in the finance but wanted to shift into operations, and they have. We've had people in the sales who wanted to shift into marketing, and they have. So they had a complete sales role, so they wanted to shift into marketing research and analytics role, and that also has been possible. So a very close domain shift as well as a very diverse domain shift also has been possible. So the Harsha, your question, median package. So like I was saying, so mostly we have, people in XP have not gotten a package below 10 lakhs. So that's what I can tell you. So everybody's package is above 10 lakhs. The highest package is 15.5 lakhs. Any more questions? So Pooja is asking me if I have been to Germany and how is my experience. No, I have not been to Germany yet because we have another 1 month of our course here left. So after we're done with all our courses here, and depending on the situation right now with the coronavirus and everything, also we are going to schedule our Germany trip. And because we have to complete our credits there as well. So there that would be and whenever I go to Germany, I would definitely tell you my experience personally. But from whatever I've heard from my seniors and everything, it's a pretty awesome experience. We get to explore, besides classes, we get to go out and explore, Germany as well, take a train and go and, go see the lifestyle and culture there as well. So it's a pretty good experience, I've heard. So I'm looking forward to going there. So we have Pooja asking, does a person with 2 or 3 years of experience get almost the same package as 5 or 6 years? So you can. I mean, I'm not saying you can't, because that would totally depend on how you crack the interview. Let's say you are sitting for the same post, but rather the interviewer, rather than looking at the experience, is looking at your ability to give solutions to their problems. So if you're able to do that, you can crack the interview. You will definitely get a higher package than somebody, with more experience sitting for that same role. I'm talking about the same role. But generally, a lot of people, it depends on the interviewer again. A lot of people look at experience also. So in the profile, it would actually be mentioned that, above this much so-and-so experience, you can, sit down for the interview and everything. So it depends on the interviewer, and it depends on your ability to crack the interview. And your ability to crack the interview also will be handled by the training sessions that I mentioned. They would completely prepare you before you go and sit for the interview. So I had I had a lot of fear of sitting in front of people and answering questions because I never had done that before. So I was able to tackle a lot of interviews myself, and crack really good companies. So I think they do a pretty good job at training. Any more questions, you guys?